Hold on a sec. And we're back. I apologize for that inconvenience. Okay, today we're talking about death of the Versace bag or the Gucci bag. What was that? Was that a Gucci or Versace bag? Anyway, we're talking about Meet the Khumalos. This is episode 206 of the Let's Netflix and Chill podcast. I'm your host, Reese Chanson, and today we're talking, like I already said, Meet the Khumalos, as it is right there. You can see it. Anyway, this is an interesting film. It stars the vivacious, the gorgeous, the sexy. My God, this girl, Khosi Ngema, if I'm saying her name right. She stars in Blood and Water. Is it Water and Blood? Blood and Water, something like that. She's she stars in that. Anyway, but of course Khanyi Mbau is in this. Ayanda Borotho, if I'm saying that name right. Jesse Suntele, if I'm saying that name right, is in there. Siyabonga Shibe is in there. Bonga Dlamini is in there. So a lot of great names, a lot of great actors and actresses in South African type. So this has got drama, it's heartfelty, it's keeping secret, it's suburban, it's gassy, it's got all that vibe in it, and it basically follows two families, two families who hate each other's guts. Not really. It's like an onion. It's got extra layers to it. So this family moves into the suburban area, and they get meet by the neighborhood Karen. In my opinion, the girl who's like in charge of everything, Grace. She's like the boss queen of the neighborhood. Now, of course, I have my own comments and stuff. Like, they're in an estate. For my assumptions, for my own idiocy, I'm assuming they're the second black family. The way it starts off, the way the whole ringing the doorbell, being at the gate with a bowl of food. Who the fuck does that? In today's age, no one gives a shit about their neighbors. People just live in gated communities and they don't even know their neighbors. But this is a gated community, and apparently they care about each other, their rules, their pamphlets, and all that neighborhood watch type of nonsense. Anyway, Grace, lead protagonist, shows up with her family to meet this new family neighborhood, to welcome them as the only black family, I'm assuming. Hey, welcome to the neighborhood. And unbeknownst to her, the mother of the opposite family happens to be her former best friend, her former sister in arms. Now she hates her guts because of an early childhood betrayal. A betrayal probably has 20 years in the making, who knows. But unbeknownst to the mothers who hate each other's guts, their children are madly, passionately in love. So it's a forbidden love type of story. It's Romeo and Juliet, Ekokasi, Homnate, Rejabrai. It's all good type of vibes. The parents don't like each other, but they somehow communicate to prevent their children from creating a catastrophe being together. So they bond in a way, unbeknownst to them. So it's really well written, it's well acted, the actors did a great job. I have no complaints. Straight off the bat, I'm giving it an 8 out of a 10. What, Reese? Why is not that getting a 10 out of a 10? I doubt there'll ever be a film that'll get a 10 out of 10. But I doubt there'll be films like this where I have a few complaints about basically anything about them. But why give it an 8, not a 9? If you're saying you will probably never give a film a 10 or show a 10, why an 8, not a 9? Good question. I have a few issues, but they're not issues that I'm like, oh my god. The story seems like it's been done before. That's the only issue. Like, we've seen a bunch of stories, but this one had an African touch to it, and it was hilarious. I mean, like I said in the beginning, death of a Versace bag. Like, there is a scene, I'm gonna spoil it now. There is a scene where This guy, I'm not gonna say his name. I'm gonna spoil it anyway. That's bad. This guy pees on a Gucci bag. Now, as he's peeing on this Gucci bag, or is it a Gucci or Versace? I'm not even sure what bag that was. It's a Gucci or Versace bag. I apologize for not remembering. As he pees on this bag, my man Jesse, he pees on this bag. He's called Spew, I think, in the show. He pees on this bag, the lead protagonist's son, the guy whose story revolves around. As he pees on this bag, below him, like they're looking at him like that, is his mother and you guessed it, his future mother-in-law. So this guy pees on his mother's Gucci bag. And as he pees on his mother's Gucci bag, his future mother-in-law, the mother of his girlfriend, is actually watching his mandingo. And I'm a dirty little bastard. And I was like, she's looking at that, thinking, oh my God, that's going to enter my daughter. And the mother's looking at that. And I'm like, damn, that's fucking weird. But that's not important. That's not special. But let's talk about how... Okay. This film has a song that they sing at the end. My nigga Jesse raps a little bit. And Khosi Ngema sings a little bit. She was giving me scissor vibes. I don't know what the fuck was going on with me, but I was in love with her. I was like, oh my God, this girl is beautiful. Her acting, the way she was crying. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is purely South African. This is amazing. Wow. That was me. After drooling over the girl, let's talk about the story now. We've drooled over the girl. We've complimented Khanyi Mbau on her acting. We've complimented Ayanda Borotho on her acting. We've said wonderful things about Khosi Ngema. We've said great rap things about Jesse Suntele, if I'm saying the name right. But let's talk about the film Meet the Khumalos. Like I said, from first premise, it's a Romeo and Juliet type of vibe where your parents don't like it. And it's great. It features a lot of great things about it. For one, you have two mothers who hate each other, or two women who hate each other. And somehow they've involved their family into their rivalry or their hate. They've forbidden their families from remotely looking at each other's direction, but their children are madly and passionately in love, so they keep in their romance a secret. The fathers meet one day while taking out the trash, and unbeknownst to them, come to the realization they support the same local team, which in this case is Kaizer Chiefs. Though they have a bond, they have a union, they have something to talk about, and they too start their own adulterous relationship, if you may put it that way. They're cheating on their wives with each other. Don't get it paused. There's no gay shit like that. It's just two dudes hanging out. But they do it in such a way that you may think they may be sleeping with each other. I mean, like, there's hiding. There's crawling on the floor. Ducking under tables. Running. All sorts of things. And there's even a lovely scene where I was like, wow, this is amazing. Mr. Khumalo. He's with his new neighbor. They're chilling. This guy's eating braai, nyama, all that shit, bro. And this guy's opening a scaftini in field. He's got a take away type of situation. He's like, his wife doesn't want him to eat other people's food. I'm like, God damn. Now that's sensational. That's beautiful. How many situations have you seen where a woman wakes up early in the morning and makes food for her husband, like I'm a skaptininda, like, hey baby, take this away, enjoy it, go son. That's just precious, man. That's amazing. Rare situations that happens in real life. Now, when it happens, it's great. Regardless of whether your wife, your girlfriend's cooking is trash or brilliant, or she's goddamn Gordon Ramsay. That's the only thing I could think of. Or Rachel Ray, I think that's another female chef. Is she either one of those? And you're like, damn, why Shia Portron Faz? But that's not the question yet. That's not the situation yet. The thing is, it's an amazing thing, and I just want to point it out. Now, back to the story. These two guys are cheating on their wives with each other. At the same time, their wives are cheating on everyone. Bear in mind, these women said stay away from these people, but they hanging out. They texting on a daily. Granted, they're texting on a daily in order to separate their children, in order to break up their children. That's the only reason why these women are texting. These women are hell bent on breaking their children's heart. That's what makes the story nice, fam. Very nice. Of course, it all sweet harmony and tranquility in the end, but in the beginning, just lovely. I mean, there are a bunch of scenes where I could reference and mention, like this guy is taking this girl out camping, and the game reserve or the guy, the campsite manager's like, hey, there's a missing lion, 2 missing lions, but don't worry, your sight is clear. And I mean, why would you tell people that, bro? Look, if you tell me you don't know you have 2 lions unaccounted for in your game reserve, in your campsite, whatever it is, you got 2 unaccounted for lions, you think I'm staying? Get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing that. I'm leaving. Point blank range. Right then and then, I'm out of there. But she decides to stay. I just realized there's an interference. Because I'm not saying anything. But the mic is picking up audio. I just realized that now. That's not really supposed to happen. That's not supposed to happen. But okay. Slightly a little low, but that shouldn't be the case. Anyway, technical issues here. I apologize. As I was saying, I'm not camping or staying at a place where I've been told a wild animal has just set loose. It's out there. It might eat me. It might, kill me and stuff. I'm not doing that. But that's just me and me being me. Anyway, these 2 lovebirds are in that campsite having nice mushrooms and all, not mushrooms, marshmallows, and having fun, chatting, kissing, all romantic. And I'm just wearing my blankie like, aw, so cute. That's me. And in comes the mothers. First, they track the car with a car tracker, car locator. That's not important. They get there. They try to sabotage by stealing some of their gear, but they end up stealing lights, emergency lights, and they laying on the floor with their fancy clothes. Guaranteed, they don't want their kids to know that they're sabotaging them, but they want to stop it. So they don't want to be like, I forbid you from seeing this person, which I thought was a very lovely touch by the film writers. I mean, like, if they went point blank and say, hey, I forbid you from seeing this person. You should never see them. I don't want to see you in their presence. I think that would have caused a little issue. But they want it to happen naturally. They want to sabotage it. That way, whatever happens, it has nothing to do with them. Their children will still love them. Everything will be great. That was the plan of the parents, and I think brilliant on the writers and brilliant on the actresses for portraying such beautiful acting. You got people lying on the ground. You got a bag being pissed on. You got them. There's a scene where this Khanyi Mbau is in a meat delivery truck, bro, with a bunch of meat hanging on its ceiling. She's in there, hiding from her mother-in-law, hiding so that they won't be seen together. And on top of that, their husbands see them, but they don't see them. You know what they do? Instead of saying, hey, honey, no, they too duck under the table. So everyone is hiding from everyone in these families. I'll give you an example. The children who are in love are hiding their relationship from their parents. Case closed. The fathers who are best friends are hiding their relationship from their wives. The wives who told everybody not to touch, talk, do anything with anyone are hanging out. Granted, they're hanging out to prevent their children from being in love. And granted, the fathers seen their kids. And they said, I didn't see shit. They pretended like they didn't even see their kids together to avoid nonsense from their wives. Just brilliant, fam. Brilliant. This film has so many elements. It's shows strong women leading their household. And it shows strong men who provide for their families day in and day out. It shows men who believe the policy happy wife, happy life. It shows two meddling parents who want to control everything about their children, even go to the extent of playing matchmaker for their children. I mean, like, one of the mothers got the church girl who's reformed apparently from being everybody the hood girl, from being slay is the reformed. And then the other parent gets her daughter or childhood friend who's now a rapper. And they look at this guy as a joke. Nigga's proud of himself. Dude's just got 300 views on his latest YouTube video. He's happy about it. You know how hard it is to get 4 views on YouTube, fam? That shit is hard, bro. And I know how hard it is. I've been working hard, grinding, getting people to watch shit on Spotify and all that. Anyway, that's not important. Directing shit. Back to the story. I have to say, the story is well constructed. It has a lot of great layers. You know, they're not just sabotaging their children, they're giving alternatives that they might approve of. All because they hate each other. All because of a form of betrayal. And once you finally hear the betrayal, it's not that deep. It's almost silly, but not silly. And I feel like that's where the writers screwed with me. That's where the writers don't get into detail more about the betrayal. Granted, Grace here, her parents got murdered apparently, lived with her grandmother, wanted to leave town, and had an agreement with her best friend, let's go there and meet out. Best friend didn't show up. And she did the only thing that she thought was she cut her off, moved on with her life. And now that's the issue for me. I get why Grace is mad. But why is Bongi mad at Grace? Is he mad because she cut her off and stopped talking to her? But why would she be mad to the extent of calling her a witch? That's why I feel like there's a detail missing here. Granted, a girl lost everything and wanted to move away to a new town with her best friend, and her best friend didn't show up. And she felt betrayed, and she cut her off. Granted, I understand why Grace or Khanyi Mbau would be upset. Well, I don't understand why the other person is upset. What makes this a rivalry? What did she do to her? She cut her off. She cut her off because you're a lying, conniving person. But I would assume if your friend cut you off and you don't know why they cut you off, you'd be a little happy to see them. You wouldn't be saying, you snake, you narcissistic, conniving witch. You wouldn't. Feel like say your bestie, and then your bestie would shove you off. Like, it's been 20 years, it's been 10 years, and 15 years, I don't even want to speak to you. That's what you're expecting. That's where I feel like the writers failed me there. One girl had a tragic situation and wanted to leave town. Her friend couldn't help her out by leaving with her. She's mad at her for betraying her in that sense. She made her wait hours at the bus station, train station, whatever. It's still not big enough to cut someone off for 20 years, and first time you see them, still hold that grudge. Especially from a grudge from high school years, like your 18, 19 type of vibes. That's just me. But besides that, the premise, the beginning of the story, everything else is just perfecto. And I recommend this to everyone, boys and girls of all ages. There's a lot of kissing though, but I recommend it to everyone. This is good. Of all cultures, anyone who listens to my pod, go watch this. You will not regret it. Meet the Khumalos on Netflix. It's proudly South African. It's proudly amazing. Anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. Depending on where you're consuming this content from, I thank you. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, afternoon, evening, whenever you're listening to this. Anyway, assalamu alaikum. Salam. I hope the audio is good because I was having issues this whole. Now that was entertaining. Please let us hang out yet another time. Remember to like and subscribe.